Following up from my last video, today we'll be looking at FX, in-hilt RGB and Neopixel blades. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just a quick follow-up from my previous video, done an RGB versus Neopixel video. If you haven't seen that, I'll put it somewhere up the top. What I covered in that video really was going over very kind of quickly the differences between RGB and Neopixel and what would kind of be right for certain people to purchase should they be looking for either their first lightsaber or maybe something new. This is going to be more of a direct comparison in terms of different blades, features, brightness, mainly the brightness. So you can see I've got four sabers lined up here. Left to right, we've got the Master Replicas Yoda FX, the Hasbro Black Edition Kylo Ren FX, RGB Saber here from LGT, and you've got the Leia Neopixel here from LGT as well. So we'll start off, we'll leave the Yoda for just now. I'm going to demonstrate obviously the comparisons between a couple of different colours. Obviously we'll use the Kylo for the red comparison and the Yoda for the green comparison. And then we'll kind of drift off and we'll just compare the RGB and the Neopixel together side by side with some different colour options as well. So we'll start off with the red. And you can clearly see, even though you do get a fairly evenly lit blade, and these are new batteries as well in this FX Saber, the Black Series Saber, you do get a fairly evenly lit blade, but it's not very bright. It's very dull, very dull. Moving on to the RGB. So even with an in-hilt LED, you can see that it is far brighter than the FX. So again, main differences, just for any avoidance of doubt or anyone who doesn't know, differences in blade technology. This one here, the FX, as well as the Yoda and the Neopixel, have LEDs up and down the blade. The RGB does not. It has a LED at the top of the hilt. With the RGB, you can see at the top of the blade, the last third of the blade, it does start to dull out. And I do apologise for the production quality of this video. The only place I could really do this was on my bed, unfortunately. So we'll fire up the Neopixel. And straight away you can just see the differences in terms of how bright the Neopixel is compared to the FX and the RGB. So I've taken the Kylo Saber out of the equation. What we'll do next is we'll do the green blade comparison. So I've brought the Master Replicas Yoda over. I've set the RGB to a green blade, and I have loaded up the LS6 Luke Skywalker font from KSith for the Neopixel. So we'll start off with the Master Replica, which, bear in mind, is 14 years old. Now, green is always going to be a brighter colour. For some reason, green just diffuses very well. I just want to change this. There we go. Change that green slightly to kind of match a bit more. Now the FX and the RGB, I mean, I would say they're, you know, maybe on par. The RGB being slightly brighter, bear in mind, this one here is 14-year-old technology, or even older technology actually, but that particular saber is 14 years old. The RGB though is definitely edging it once again. And then onto the Neopixel. And I mean, that just dances all over both of them. And this Neopixel blade that I have, it isn't anything special, it is just a run-of-the-mill LGT Neopixel saber, Neopixel blade, sorry, that comes with their Neopixel sabers. It isn't a tri-star, a quad star, it isn't anything, it isn't a KR series blade or anything from Vader's Vault. It's a run-of-the-mill Neopixel blade. So I've taken the Yoda out of the way now, because I don't have any other FX Sabers to really kind of do a fair comparison in terms of blade colours. I don't have any blue or purple or red, or other red, sorry, FX Sabers. So what we'll do just now is we'll run through a couple of other colours on the RGB and on the Neopixel, just so you can get a true sense of just exactly what the difference is between the two. So we'll fire up the RGB. So, nice blue blade. And again, you can see with the RGB, you get a lovely illumination up the blade up until the last third, and then it just kind of falls away. But again, still very bright nonetheless. And then obviously the Neopixel. This is the General Princess font from KSith that I've loaded up here. And you can see the difference again. Even the lit blade. It does have a flicker mode on as well. The RGB that I have does have unstable and pulse blade modes. But we're purely just comparing the brightness just now of the blades. So we'll go again this time with yellow. So I've loaded up the Final Step sound font, yellow blade on the Neopixel, and set the RGB for a yellow blade. So my camera's kind of doing funny things, it doesn't really kind of know where to focus. If I can get it to focus properly, there we go. You can see again, you're kind of losing quite a lot of the light up, halfway up actually with the yellow. Then when you hit the Neopixel, much noticeable difference. And again, in just the brightness of the blade and in the effect of the blade. So last one, I've set the RGB saber for a purple blade, and I've loaded up Mace again from KSith onto the Neopixel. The Neopixel blade for this one, actually, the effects isn't actually the effects for this sound font. I just replaced the sound files. If you want a tutorial on how to do that, I'll link it somewhere up top as well. So the purple blade on the Neopixel is an unstable blade as well, just so you know, but you'll be able to tell the difference again, just to demonstrate it. So we'll fire up the RGB. So again, very, very bright, a lot brighter than the FX type sabers. And then with the Neopixel, even with that effect, you can just tell how superior it actually is. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration and see the differences between the three blade types Obviously the kind of FX blade type, you know, those types of sabers have been around for a long time now. Not saying that maybe some newer ones that come out can't be improved, can't be made to be brighter. I just personally feel that the likes of the in-hilt RGB and the Neopixel, especially the Neopixel options, they just give you so much more bang for your buck in terms of brightness, in terms of functionality. The Neopixel blades, even the standard kind of LGT one which I demonstrated, I mean, the brightness of that blade is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I can't wait to get my hands on a quad star from Civilized Sabers. If you don't know who they are, if you haven't seen the blade, I'll put a link in the description below. I did mention it in the previous video, but I couldn't remember what the company was, but it is Civilized Sabers that do the quad star blades. They are expensive. I think they're running around $499, but they are, from what I've seen, extremely bright and extremely worth it. So I'll maybe have to save the old pennies to get one of those at some point for the channel. But anyway guys, as always, comment down below, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one.